point where this is where, we're headed. It's unfortunate, it's scary, and even as a young person, I don't like the fact that people can know all my shopping habits and all this stuff, but it's kind of where things are at, right? You're thrown with marketing this and advertising that. So yeah, I'd say I don't think we can run and hide from this, unfortunately. This will be my generation's thing to kind of carry forward, maybe less so for some of you, but yeah, I think we're just gonna have to find a way to navigate it, and obviously if the government can have some laws at some point to make sure that you do have basic protection. I wouldn't even quite know where to go with that, but yeah, I'm sure there's got to be a line somewhere in the sand. You probably know that.
Yeah, no. So Maureen, this is a real problem. What Maureen has asked is really critical. We don't have real protection. We may say we have. We put laws before the courts, but we have strong oligarchs out of the United States. Hell, my son works for Google. I'm afraid of the guy. The online security measures have to be made. Now, I went to Estonia, Latvia, because I was on the committee for the national defense, and I saw the advancements they're making because they have real cybersecurity threats coming from Russia and China. We do too, but these companies have our data. Our privacy is being impacted. We're putting laws and we're trying to prevent infiltration, but there is swapping of information that does happen. And I do fear what I'm hearing out of the United States and the administration from the Donald Trump camp in what they're proposing to do to enable greater circulation of our data, not only in the United States, in Canada. So we have to take cautious resolve to ensure that security is protected in Canada, that our sovereignty is protected. Listen, Donald Trump isn't just coming at us because he wants tariffs to weaken our economy. He's coming at us because he wants to divide us. The algorithms that are at play, the way they're targeting individuals, the misinformation that is being spewed is dangerous. And that is why your question scares me. And I will do my utmost to try to protect us as we go forward alongside my colleagues.
My name is Joanna Zarowski, and my question is very similar to Maureen's. We have experienced an onslaught of cyber attacks on our public institutions. So it's not just the personnel, it's the public as well. And this question is for Charles Sousa, what is Mark Carney's plan to protect Canada's digital infrastructure from cyber attacks?
It is not just Mark Carney's plan, it's the National Defense Plan. It is the Border Security Plan. It's being debated quite a bit in our committees. It is essential, it's a priority for government to get on top of these cybersecurity threats. The cybersecurity that is capturing what we're doing with NATO, with the Arctic, with the Pan-Asia activities, with NORAD. We are very sensitive now about how exposed Canada will be if we don't feel that our biggest partner, our trusted friend, is now looking at trying to weaken Canada somehow. All the more important that we stand strong and with great resolve to protect our interests. I know that NATO is looking for us to increase our percentage of support. This is a big part of it. Under the Harper regime, it was under 1%. We're now at about 1.4% support for NATO and interest in our cybersecurity and information sharing with other countries. We want to get up to 2% in some of our supplies, some supports, but we want this made in Canada. We need these investments to be made, like the shipbuilding strategy has to be made in Canada. The ships are built here. The fighter jets that we're proposing, we're now looking at expanding, because all of that is data incorporated. There's a lot of data that is part of those vessels, and we need to make certain that we protect the interests of Canada throughout. Remember those balloons from China that came around? People were going crazy. Look how vulnerable we are. So yes, it is a priority for Mark Carney and for the government of Canada.
The question was on cyber attacks. Now, either candidate, if you would like to respond, you go right
Well,
ahead.
it was directed to Charles. so-
But if you have a response, you go right ahead. Everyone's okay? All right, we'll move ahead.
Good evening. My question's for you, Charles. My name is Tony. I live here in Mississauga. I also work in the energy sector.
Which
I
sector?
just wanted to talk to you about, or ask you about, what the Liberal government is looking at in that Bill C-69 came into play about 2018. And I've been watching what Carney's been doing, going back and forth about pipelines. We need pipelines in this country because we need energy. We need the economic engine of this country to get back going again. In light of the fact that you see what's going on south of the border, what are we doing as a nation looking at procurement practices going east-west, that is, going to Europe, going to other places around the world? Have we started looking at that? Because obviously we have some major issues now rising up out of the U.S. So I'm just curious about what the Liberal Party is doing regarding this, because it seems to me, and at the point of not being too bold here, but you're flip-flopping back and forth about whether or not you're going to build pipelines. Maybe you can expand on that.
Thank you. And the question again was on pipelines.
Yeah, so Tony, thank you for your question. And there's a lot of things in this. So I've already referenced the fact that, and we are going to come out, I mean, Mark Carney and the government, the Liberal Party of Canada, is going to have a costed plan, including a rollout for energy. And Canada is a superpower in energy, not just in oil, but in nuclear and micro-nuclear reactors as well. And I'm part of procurement. So I'm the parliamentary secretary in the procurement. So I do that. I did that with the fighter jets. I'm doing that with defense. And we do it with a number of other aspects of Canadian procurement. Bill 69 does two things of critical importance to me. One, it requires consultation with Indigenous communities that are impacted by whatever we do as we go forward. Two, it enables us to also have an expedited measure for environmental impact on those things that are being suggested. You have Quebec, who's not ever really favored that pipeline, but yet we need it in New Brunswick. You have BC, no, my point exactly. And why? Because Mark Carney is instigating these discussions, knowing that we need to expedite these matters more quickly, and we need to work together to enable us to be more independent and sovereign. And yes, we need to export this to other parts of the world. We can supply so much more than we make. We just need the opportunity to do so. I'm in favor of that for sure.
Thank you.
Would either candidate like to?
I would love to
Mary?
answer this, or talk about it, or talk to it. So, yes, we need energy grids from east to west, but we don't need more oil going from east to west. So right now, Canada, wait, can I finish my statement?
Let me-
You can disagree with me, sir, and I respect that, okay?
I do.
So right now, there's no market for that because we do not have any upgraders in our country. So right now, we have no upgraders. So the bitumen that comes out of Alberta needs to go into an upgrader before it can go to the refinery. We have no upgraders. So right now, you're going to ship it across the country, and that bitumen still needs to get shipped down to the U.S., which is the only place locally that has the
We built many upgraders up in Fort McMurray. I lived up there for 15 years.
So you're refining it up there, and you're okay. So
Let Mary respond.
this is okay. Hey, my information could be wrong. I'm okay with that.
Yes, you are.
I'm okay with being wrong, but we also need to stop. We are raping and pillaging our planet, and this is no joke. We need to stop continuing. Like, I'm not saying we don't continue to work on what we already have, but we need to stop creating more production of oil. We need to move to other resources, and we need to move to it huge. I'm green. This is what I stand on, and I'm not going to apologize for it. Thank you. But that oil will get shipped off, and so you know, the oil and gas companies in Canada are 70% owned by foreign investors, which means the money's not coming back here. Yes, people have jobs, and people are getting and we're getting a little bit of tax money for it, but we need to